Maybe there you go. We're recording
Okay.
now.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I have to tell you guys, thank you so, so much for being here and for being team managers. You guys are awesome. And I could definitely not do my job without you. And I think Azar feels the same way. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen with you. We'll go through a few things. Okay. So first of all, the mission of CFC is to develop young men and women of character and integrity by cultivating their growth as soccer players and lifelong passion for the beautiful game. Sorry, my computer is not letting me click through it. The next is kind of what CFC is about and how we accomplish that mission by promoting principles of having fun and giving your best effort, holding ourselves accountable to the values of sportsmanship, hard work, and integrity. And we really hold that one very highly. We want to be as and have full integrity, and we want to be as transparent as possible. Developing coaches and players to their highest individual potential, maintaining teams of various levels of commitment and competition, and encouraging each player to participate on the team best suited for his or her enjoyment and development. And just a little bit about that one is I really love CFC for this particular point, because it's not fun for a kid that struggles to be on a team that they're not learning and growing on. So we really try to place the kids where we feel like they're best suited. And I really do like that about CFC. Serving selflessly in and giving back to the community as individuals and as a club. And you guys, I'm preaching to the choir right there, because you guys are awesome and signed up to be team managers. Providing a high quality, high value experience to families in the club. And of course, that's like our #1 goal. We want everybody to have a good experience. Okay, so as a team manager, these are kind of your main roles. Provide instructions to parents and training if necessary on how to register. You guys have been doing that. I always say, I feel like this is we're just a little bit behind, but we never know who our new managers are gonna be. So it's hard to give you guys training when we don't know exactly who's gonna be our managers. But hopefully you guys have kind of gotten used to the process a little bit. And so next year, it will just be that much easier for you. The next one is collect birth certificates, which you've been doing, and copies of the registration form. And it is really important for you to have a physical copy of everybody's registration forms, because if you do a tournament, you will need copies of those to check in for the tournament. You don't need birth certificates, however, so you don't have to keep a copy of those. UISA has made it so that because we turn those into them, they have verified the age, and so we don't have to provide those. And you have been submitting those copies of the birth certificates to me, and every new player to CFC, well, I would say the majority of new players, if they've played with another club team, then their birth certificate is in the system. But if they're new to club soccer, then I do need a copy of their birth certificate. And I just send that on to our registrar. We talked about registration forms. Also, you're going to add jersey numbers to UISA. There is, so this slideshow that I'm showing you, if you go into Google Drive, so drive.google.com, and log in with your CFC account information, and push shared with me. All of this stuff is shared with you. So you can always get back into this, and there's tons of stuff on there on how to add your jersey numbers, how to print off a roster, how to do pretty much about everything that you need to. And if it's not there, then just, send me a text or email and I can try to find it for you. But you will want to add jersey numbers to UISA probably as soon as you have all the jersey numbers for your team. And then summer tournaments and winter leagues, you'll want to talk with your coach about what you want to do with that. And we do have coordinators that take care of these that will apply for a tournament for you and also sign you up for winter if you're playing indoor. And both their names are Jamie. So summer is Jamie Neal, and her email is just jamie.neal@cottonwoodfc.org. And then winter is Jamie Dowdle. I know that's so confusing, but so jamie.dowdle@cottonwoodfc.org. And they're great to work with. So I know Jamie Neal has already been registering quite a few teams for tournaments. So go ahead and just give her an email and she'll help you out with that.
Hey, Kayse.
Uh-huh.
For the birth certificates, when do you need them by? Because I need to order one for Wyatt.
As soon as possible. I know he's academy, and so we have a little bit longer for them, but we really need them as soon as possible.
Okay, I will get that ordered tomorrow.
Sounds good.
I've got another question too on the, are you going to send us this? You're recording it. Are we going to get this too so we have all this information?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Awesome.
Okay. So also along with the summer tournament, Jamie Neal actually has a document that she'll send to you for you to fill out a roster, and we use these rosters to invoice through TeamSnap for the summer tournaments or the winter indoor. And then you will actually check in, the manager checks in for the tournament. So Jamie signs you up, but you have to actually physically go check in your team for the tournament. And each tournament does send instructions on how to do that. So you should be getting communication from the tournament as time goes on. But if you have any questions, just let us know. So then also you are going to communicate clearly relevant team information. This means TeamSnap. You guys have all been working with TeamSnap. Hopefully you love it as much as I do. I know it's hard to get used to, but usually once you have it going, it actually is really pretty fun to work with, and you can get a lot done just with a couple of, typing and stuff. Do you have a question, Jamie?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Does it say I do?
No, you're fine. So
okay.
You'll want to put in the roster for your team, and there's a bunch of different options. You can put jersey numbers, all kinds of fun stuff in there. You can even go in there and put in like who scores how many goals. I mean, that's like way above and beyond, but there are those options. You'll definitely want to put it in your schedules, games, practices, events, as well as I really liked when I was a team manager, I just sent out a weekly email on Sundays, just saying kind of what was coming up for the upcoming week. It helped, especially when you have like a tournament week or during the season, just so parents kind of have an idea of what exactly is going on, especially if they're not great at looking at TeamSnap. And then you can also use TeamSnap to text with last minute changes, if you guys didn't know that. I usually I think I used the text feature a couple times, but I really like it. I know a lot of teams use the messaging option on TeamSnap, so that's nice. And then our opinion is game day treats are optional. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of liked not having to worry about that. But it's up to your team. There's some teams that really like that.
I would say that as a club, our preference would be to not have treats, but we definitely like to allow each team to do their own thing. So if they want to have treats, it's certainly not against the rules, but it is nice. One nice way we differentiate between competition soccer and rec is that, no orange slices after the game, that every parent takes a turn doing.
Less stuff for the manager to do, right? So team finances, all finances are now through the club, which is awesome. I started out as one of the managers, but we were in charge of the finances for our team, and that just added so much. So when they moved it over to the club, I was so happy. And then
just
equipment needed. What was that, Azar?
I was just going to get some context for that. It used to be the case that we would create a team bank account for every one of you. You have to go in, sign up for that account, and then you were in charge of collecting money from the team. Anytime they wanted to buy apparel, you have to collect the money and then submit it to us, and then we would send the apparel to you. Anytime they want to buy a uniform or you sign up for a tournament, you really were primarily a banker first, and it'd always get awkward because you'd have to chase people down who hadn't paid you, or they always forget to bring their checkbook and they don't have Venmo yet. Or now all that stuff, we take care of all the finances through Team Snap and through club headquarters, so that you don't have to play that role anymore.
That was probably my most favorite change ever. So it was a great move.
You're more well-liked on the sidelines now. People aren't trying to avoid you.
Exactly. So any equipment that your coach needs, that needs to go through Tyler Tinley and Azar. And the reason for that is not only do we not want the coaches to pay for things out of their own pockets, but we also want to know what the coaches need. And we won't know that unless they let us know what they would need and what they want. And so that we just want them to go through us to get all the equipment they want.
And we're pretty good about providing them with what they want. So if you're having a conversation with the coach who says, hey, I'm thinking about getting this, just remind them, come to us. And more often than not, we're going to get them exactly what they want.
I've never heard you say no to anything, so.
Don't tell everyone that.
When it comes to equipment.
Fair.
So all tournaments, indoor or other club events, will be invoiced through Team Snap, which is awesome. You guys don't have to worry about that. It's mostly what you need to do is just make sure you give us the correct list of players that are going to be participating in the event. That's going to be your job. And then we also give each team $15 per player for club parties. We really want and encourage teams to do things outside of just practice and games. We just think it's important for the teams to have team building events, to get to know each other outside of soccer, so that, when they go to practice, it's not a fight. They want to go because they're friends with their teammates. And I know this is kind of hard in the situation we live in right now, but I know a few teams have gone on some hikes. They have had barbecues at parks. So, you can just do a bunch of different things. In this situation, though, you will pay for the stuff for the party, and then you can get reimbursed through this form, and it has a click on here, but the website is cottonwoodfc.org/reimbursement. Pretty easy to remember. Okay, and then uniforms and apparel. So you guys have been helping order uniforms for new kids, which we did online. And in most of the cases, if they ordered a whole uniform kit, that will get delivered to their house. However, I asked you guys to keep track of uniform numbers. just to make sure we don't have any duplicates. I know with Ashley's team, we had a duplicate that we were able to get fixed. I've had a couple of teams where we've had like white, red, and gold, and we've mixed the kids up, and we've had some same uniform numbers, which we just try to work that out. And so far, it's worked out okay. But just as you're getting uniform numbers, make sure there's no duplicates. And then sometimes things will get delivered to CFC headquarters. Those of you that have kind of already formed teams, if anybody ordered anything off the Google form, that will get sent to Azar's house, aka CFC headquarters. And I think I've told most of you how you go about getting that stuff. You pick it up from the black bin that's right next to Azar's house. And we just ask that only the managers go to pick that up, just so there's not people kind of in and out of his house all the time. And then you'll just distribute that whatever stuff is there to who it belongs to.
How do we know if something is there for our team?
We will email you and let you know.
Okay.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the place, CFC headquarters, my home. And over here to the right, you'll just come around and you'll see that our recycle bins are quite full, ready for. And then this black bin right there has a CFC sticker, and if you open it up, you'll see a bunch of bags, and it'll have like your name on it if you're the team manager here, and you'll get an email indicating that you have something here if you do. That come through okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
So one of your best things besides registration is making sure that the coach has a roster for every game. You can print those. They show up on your UYSA account under your schedule tab. They show up 24 hours in advance. You can't do it any more than 24 hours ahead of time. And you can download those. I would suggest that you print it, or if you're not going to make it to the game, send it to the coach so he can print it. I haven't had very good luck with the phone option. I don't know, it just doesn't work very well. So I usually try to get a physical copy or email it to the coach. And then as far as the club-related responsibilities,
Kayse,
yeah.
sorry. On that, have you ever done it where you pull it up and maybe there's, like, you can take a screenshot with your phone so you have a picture, so it's still on your phone and not printed, but you've like screenshotted it? Has that ever worked, or is it small?
That will work, yeah.
Okay, cool.
As long as the ref can kind of pinch in on it and zoom in. The
Okay.
key is that when you zoom in, you can the photos still resemble, because they're matching up the photo to the kid as they call the player out.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. So with club-related responsibilities, we just want you guys to help out with parties, service projects. Picture day is a huge one that we need managers' help with, as well as tryouts. Especially, hopefully, this next year we'll have everybody there again. So we need all hands on deck when it comes to those kinds of things. And then attend meetings, which you are right now, so you're awesome. We usually try to do this meeting mid-June, but because everything was pushed back a little bit, it got pushed back. And then our club meeting, we usually try to do, the last couple of years we've done it right after tryouts, which I thought worked out great. This year's was a little different, of course. We did it via recorded message. But when we do it in person, it's nice because we can have uniform kits there that people can try on and see what they're going to order. which we are getting new uniforms next year. So hopefully we'll be able to have it in person so we can have that option again.
And just in case you get the
Uh-huh.
question,
Sorry.
the hope is that the plan is for next summer we introduce a new set of uniforms, and we would use those for 3 years.
Yeah.
So if we've just bought a uniform kit this year, we'll need to buy a new one next year because it'll change.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a bad, it's the worst timing where you have to buy one for 1 year, but you will.
Whatever. If we can go 3 years with the next one, that's great.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think this is the 3rd year with this one, isn't it, Azar?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so we try to get as much out of them as we possibly can. So.
Yeah, and if you're familiar with, if you played in other clubs, a lot of clubs actually are only 2-year cycles in their uniforms.
Do you guys have any questions? That's pretty much what I have for you. Just want to answer any questions you have.
So I guess my question really quick. Sorry, I'll unmute it and put a video so you can see like a face who you're talking to. So I'm trying to get like all the roster and all that stuff. Obviously parents are super awesome at responding right away, right? If I go into that Google Doc, because some of that spreadsheet you sent me says you already have it or I don't need this, I can confirm and make sure that everything's there, correct? So that I'm not requesting things or that I forget to ask for something that we actually have or don't have, vice versa.
Yeah, just send me an email and ask me. I think I've sent pretty much everything I have over to you except birth certificates. So you should have everything that I have.
Okay. Perfect.
Sorry. Should I have access to a Google Doc that says what you have for me, or is that something just specific for Ashley?
That was specific for her because she came in kind of in the middle of registration.
Gotcha.
You've been doing registration the whole time, so.
Woohoo! Anyway, okay.
Kayse, I might be special. How do I have access to UISA website?
Yeah, you should. So you know how you logged in to register your kids and yourself?
Yes.
That is your UISA login information.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
It took me a minute to figure that out.
And the website's just the Cottonwood website, or is it UISA.com?
It's UISA.org. Okay. And then up in the top right hand, there's a login button.
Okay.
And you'll just use your same information to log in. And if you click on your picture, you'll be able to see the team that you manage, and you can see all the players that have registered, all that stuff.
Okay, perfect. I will do that this coming week while I'm out.
Okay. Any other questions? Like I said, all the stuff is on the Google Drive. If you just go share with me, there's pretty much anything you can want on there, and probably more. So, but feel free to text me, email me anytime if you have any questions.
So thank you so much for, again, volunteering to be a team manager for us. This certainly is a passion for me. I co-founded the club 6 years ago, and one thing we've been a focus for us is making sure that the players as well as the parents are having a fantastic experience. The coaches do a lot of making sure the players are having a good experience. The team managers do a lot to making sure the parents are having a good experience. A good team manager who is communicative and transparent and responsive to our parents can make a world of difference in their experience. And so I do appreciate the work that you guys will be doing in that endeavor. And a lot of times parents may not feel comfortable sharing something with the coach. I certainly have heard feedback where they're afraid that if they tell a coach something, it might be punitive towards their son's or daughter's playing time. you can be an advocate for that parent. You can be a set of ears for that parent to share their feedback with you in a safe environment. Obviously, we feel like our head coaches are also a safe environment, but sometimes parents aren't convinced of that. So they may come to you. And so thank you for being willing to listen to their feedback and get that to the head coach, or get that to us, because we definitely appreciate and value and respond to data, to experiences that people are having, because we want to make sure that they are having a great experience within the club. So thank you. You're in a sense part customer service representative, escalation point for the team. So it's an important role. I've been the team manager myself and have always enjoyed it. Please, if you can, take time before or end or during halftime of the games to talk to different parents and make sure no one feels like they're kind of, in the club but not really part of the club, and that everyone is feeling part of having that good familial team experience that we shoot for. Thank you.
Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank you guys for everything you do.
Hey, Kayse, I'm so sorry. I just thought of 2 questions.
No, you're fine.
Nothing like last minute, right? So the first one I was thinking of is that email you sent about decals.
Mhm.
Maybe again, I'm like new to all of these terms and everything. Are those just the ones that go on the back of like a car window or something, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then my other question is, you said that we're responsible to put in TeamSnap, like the tournaments, the location, all of that. So are we checking the UYSA and then transferring that information? Because so far, all of the stuff just keeps showing up randomly and I'm not doing it. So I didn't know if my coaches or someone's going to stop doing that or how that works.
So I'm guessing probably Rocky is putting in your schedule for practice times. Is that what you're talking about on TeamSnap?
Yeah, so he has done that, but then just a day or 2 ago, he started putting in like some tournament type things.
Oh, so he might be just seeing who has availability for those tournaments to make sure that he has enough players to sign up for them.
Okay.
Sounds
So
like
he'll sorry.
I was just going to say, it sounds like we can remind Coach Rocky, who is my coworker, by the way, that he should be utilizing you a little more in that role. What we'd like to see happen is the head coach contacts you and says, hey, Ashley, would you mind putting this in TeamSnap with these dates? That way we can see what player availability is. But I can remind him that next time I see him at work.
Yeah. Either way is fine. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't making him do something that I'm supposed to do because I hadn't done it or whatever. So.
No, we have some head coaches who just, like to do things themselves. They think, oh, it's just easier if I do it. But that's a short-term answer to that question. The better answer is to let you do it. And we're really sensitive to the amount of time that everyone is offering, especially our head coach. And so if they have 30 free minutes to do something, we prefer it to be coaching kids or preparing training plans for the practices versus things that you could be doing instead.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
Sorry, and I just thought of a related question. When you send out asking for people who wanted the practice shirts, or is that people who have already ordered them that are needing to pick them up, or ones that want to order them through you?
So anybody that ordered a kit, like a whole uniform kit, they get a practice t-shirt, right? They're actually going to be sending those directly to us in a big batch so that we can get them out more quickly. So if you have anybody on your team that ordered a whole new kit, find out what size practice jersey they want and let me know.
Okay. All right. So that's just for the new players or people who ordered the full kit.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I guess one other thing I need to know pretty shortly is who your coach would like for keeper training. So
does that also apply for academy?
Academy is no on that.
Okay.
So we just ask the coach who they want to send, and they can send anybody? Is there they can send one person?
They can send up to 2 people, maybe 3 if, just let me know, but usually 2.
Okay.
If you catch Kayse on a good day, she might let you have 3.
Now, just because I'm new, is that, because I reached out to Rocky to see who he wanted to send, is that something that is covered by CFC for them, or that's something that these keepers' parents know that they're charged additional?
No, that is paid through by CFC. In fact, it's a trainer that we've gotten just for CFC. So.
Cool, thanks.
The same thing applies to Corver training. That is paid for by CFC as well.
Okay, from a non-soccer player, what is that?
Corver training.
Uh-huh.
It is, so it's a company that basically does skills training, soccer skills training, and they're awesome. We've used them for years. My kids have done camps through them. They're amazing. So it's a really great camp that we have for the kids.
Okay, and who can sign up for that? Is that chosen by the coach as well, or?
No, everybody is invited to go to that, and you go with your team. I think I sent the dates out.
Okay.
I sent the dates out. I think the email was called Summer Training. So look for that and look for your team's time and date. And that would be something you would want to put in Team Snap.
Okay. Thank you.
Kayse, one more question about Corvair training. Then this only applies to my kids. Sorry, guys. Shane is going the week after Wyatt. Can I sign Wyatt up for the same week as Shane, so I only have to drive down there once?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Send me an email so I can make note of that.
That's actually a relevant question for all the team managers, though, because we'd like you to put that on Team Snap and make sure that all the players on the team can go during your assigned week. But if they can't, then if you let Kayse know, we can note them on a different for the other week, and we can tell them what time would be the best time slot for their age group and talent to go.
Okay, perfect. I've only gotten one response from one person on a team, so I'm waiting for the rest, but I'll let you know.
Yep.
Sounds good. I think I put July 17th as the date on that one. So. Any other questions? I know there's a lot right now going on. I promise, like during the season, it actually kind of slows down a little bit, which is weird, but it does.
I'm sure there will be more to come.
Well, thanks so much. If you guys have questions, just text me or email me.
Thanks, Kayse. Thanks, Azar.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.